What is going on, guys? I am SceptileMC here, George, the coach of your San Francisco Arcaniners, here to bring you my GBA Season 7 Week 4 match against Duncan or the Free State Torracats. We are currently 2-1 in the GBA, and he, I believe, is 1-2, I want to say. Maybe he's 2-1 as well. I'm not positive, to be honest. But he decided to bring the Landers Incarnate, Weavile, the Celebi, the Marowak Alolan, the Granbull, and the Keldeo. The only thing that I'm kind of confused with is the Granbull. I figured he would want to bring the Mandibuzz over the Granbull for the likes of Defog, considering his team is very to rocks, as well as, well, mainly Defog, and just the fact that it's a huge threat to my team. And if you guys want to see how I prepped, you can go in the description below and check out my team builder. But without further ado, let me get right on into the video. So, let me just quickly hit play on this. There we go. So we are going to send a challenge to Duncan, as my volume is actually on. I did not want it to be on at this time. We are going to lead off with Togekiss, my Zero, because it actually outspeeds his entire team, if it's not Scarfed. And yeah, he decides to lead off with Landers, and I'm just thinking, okay, well, I know I can live a Stone Edge if it's Choice Scarf. We're going to see what happens. I can also live a Sludge Wave, but he actually ends up staying in, not being Choice Scarf, and going for his Stealth Rocks, as I don't get the flinch turn 1. A little unfortunate, because I don't believe I have a Defogger on this team, and I would have liked to get the flinch right there. But we'll see what Togekiss can do. So turn 2, we actually go up 6-5 and take out a massive threat against our team in the form of the Landorus. So on this turn, he decides to go into Weavile, and just like I said in my team builder video, guys, my Drapion is my 100% always going to be my switch into this thing. He can go for whatever move he wants to go for. I really don't care. Ice Cold Crash is probably going to be his move of choice, or the Ice Punch if he wants to not miss. But he actually goes for Ice Shard right here, knowing that I am Choice Scarf. I guess he didn't want to risk, because he could have 2-KO'd me with Ice Shard. As he actually reveals that he has a Z move, and at this point I was thinking, fuck, does it get Dig? Does it get Dig? And I'm about to get hit by like that, I don't even know what it's called. But he actually, it turns out to be the Sub-Zero Slammer set, so we are going to get hit by a full-powered Z move, Ice type move. I don't know. It's my first time actually seeing a Z move on Wi-Fi, I think. But he's going to hit me with that. Drapion's actually going to survive. And I'm going to go for a Lair of Toxic Spice, because he does not have a Defogger, and that is what I wanted to do. Now right here, I know I can switch out into Suicune, because if he doesn't go for an Ice Cold Crash, he cannot, in fact, kill me with a knockoff. Sorry, my phone is vibrating. So I go out into my Suicune, which is extremely bulky enough to the point where you guys will Crash is gonna do like 12 to me, but it actually does like 28, and I get my leftovers. So his switch into this is either gonna be the Keldeo, the Celebi, or the Alolan Marowak, I want to say, or the Granbull possibly, but I don't think it'd be the Marowak, because like he doesn't want to get hit by the Scald, and the Granbull doesn't want to get burned either, so I'm thinking I'm just going to go for a Signal Beam right here. See, only expecting the Celebi to come on. I get a critical hit right here, and it does about half, but he gets poisoned, and I'm just thinking, okay, let me see what the item on this thing is, just so I can like judge, and I don't see an item, and I'm just like, what are you? What set are you? I can use this as an opportunity, though. I am max special defensive on my Mew, and I can freely just go for a Reflect right here, knowing that he can't even 2-KO me. If he is offensive with the Storm, that cannot happen, so that's right here. I'm going to go for a Reflect and see what he wants to do. He could be physical, he could also have a Sword Stance, but he's just going for recovers, actually, which I find to be pretty weird. He's not going for an attack, and now he sees that I get up a Reflect. So now it's just basically a judge to see what he wants to do. I do decide right here to go for a Bulk Up, because I was thinking, you know what, maybe I can get off into my Garchomp right here, or I can go into Suicune and just judge it. But he actually goes for a Calm Mind, and at this point I'm like, shit, okay. How are we going to beat a Calm Mind Celebi? I actually didn't think he would bring Calm Mind Celebi, but he did bring Calm Mind Celebi. So how am I going to beat this Calm Mind Celebi? As I said Calm Mind about 5 times in the past 10 seconds. Well, I have to Baton Pass out. I don't have a way to actually hit the Celebi with my Mew, so I do have to Baton Pass. And a baton pass into my Togekiss. So now we got the Reflect up, we got +1 defense, and now this Celebi is at +2 special defense and +2 special attack. So it's looking like his only move is either going to be the Giga Drain, or it's going to be the Psychic, or both. 2 stabs, recover, and the Calm Mind, I guess, are an option. But we are going to see what he wants to do. I go for Air Slash right here, and my main plan right here is to flinch. I actually still 2-hit KO if I get the flinch, and I do. So kind of payback for the Landers not getting flinched beforehand, and is being able to get up the rocks. But I go for Air Slash again, and a funny thing actually happens right here is I get a low roll and he survives. And he gets off a T-Wave. He said actually after the game that he just clicked a move because he thought I would kill him instantly. And he would have actually recovered there if he knew that he had a possibility of not getting killed. But he didn't. And again, it's a 60% chance of me actually getting the flinch and a 40% chance of him actually not getting flinched. So I want you guys to keep track of the poison kills as well, because that's a big thing in this game. How many kills to Toxic there are for my Toxic Spikes. So I get hit by a Surf right here, and I go for Air Slash. I do not get paralyzed, which is nice, and I hit him with an Air Slash, and we take him down extremely low. And actually, I believe that is enough for Toxic to get another kill. So Toxic Spikes coming up clutch. A Drapion is at a theoretical 2 kills, just because we don't actually count the Toxic kills from Toxic Spikes as actual kills. But a Drapion's at about 2 kills right now because of it. He's going to go for a Flame Charge right here. And this is Reflect and +1. And that just does nothing. This is why I decided to run this type of Mew. And I go for Air Slash right there. And we just full on do over half to Marowak, which is a lot of damage. But right here, I do decide that I am just going to sack off my Zero. It can't do anything anymore. He does have the Shadow Bone. Is just going to be able to take me out with that. Not too concerned though, because my Togekiss going down is my first Pokemon going down, and he only has 3 left, all of which are the Gramble, the Marowak, and the Weavile. They just do not appreciate Earthquake off my Samahata. So that is what I'm going to be doing on this turn. Is I am just going to be firing off an Earthquake. I could have gone for a Swords Dance. Could have gone for a Swords Dance right there and was gone for game with EQ. However, I do not want the Gramble to come in, just be Intimidate and Max Defense, and then survive a +1 EQ. That's why I did that. And he decides to go out into Gramble right here. Now, he surprises me once again, just like the Calm Mind Celebi. I was not expecting this for sure. I decided right here that I'm going to switch out into my Drapion as a death fodder. Let me make this clear. It was meant to be a death fodder. It was meant to die to play rough on this turn and just get the Rocky Helmet, but he goes for Bulk Up. And all I think is, oh shit, that's a problem. That is a problem right here. But you guys know how I mentioned in my team builder that I ran Taunt on this thing for the Mandibuzz? Well, he didn't bring the Mandibuzz, he actually brought the Gramble. So I'm going to Poison Jab on this turn, trying to see how much I can do, if I can weaken him, because if he decides to go for a Play Rough after this, I can actually go into my Raikou and then go for a T-Bolt. But he decides to bulk up again, and what that tells me is that this man probably has the recovery. And it's just kind of funny how I bring Taunt for Mandibuzz, and out of the team he brought, the only Pokemon he did not bring is Mandibuzz, and then the replacement he has for it, Taunt works perfectly for it. Because I go for the Taunt against the Gramble, and he falls for it, and he can't use Rest. And now that he can't use the Rest, this Gramble's pretty much worthless, because there's no way he's going to be able to out-survive killing my Drapion, losing the Taunt, and going for a Rest event. This is not going to happen. I do go for Poison Jab right here. We bring the Gramble down to approximately 25%. He is going to be taken down by the... he gets hit by Rocky Helmet. And then I believe his leftovers actually puts him just barely above the point where Toxic could have killed him. So Toxic could have actually gotten 3 kills already. I think he lives with like 1 HP, I want to say. Yeah, he lives with nothing pretty much, but this does give me an opportunity to go into my Suicune. My Suicune actually has 5 kills this season, and I want to keep it going. I want Suicune to be an MVP, so I'm going to keep trying to get kills for my Suicune. I do fire off the Surf right here, and we do actually take out the Granbull. So now all that's left is the Weavile. My Suicune is at nearly max health. It's at like 80%, I'd say right now. the Weavile is going to come in, and it's going to be toxic, and it can't survive 2 signal beams after the poison. So that is in fact going to be the game. So Duncan, that was a good game, bro. But JK, he goes for Swords Dance. Oh, there is a little bit more fun in this game than we all thought, actually. So I do go for Signal Beam right here, as he did go for SD, and the Signal Beam is looking like it's going to be a potential 2 KO, and this is where Toxic Spikes is going to actually matter the most, because Weavile is going to be brought just to a point where it looks like this the Signal Beam could KO. He's just going to go for a knockoff right here. That's going to do a fuck ton of damage, leaving us at 53. We're going to just fire off the Signal Beam again, and we're going to see, does that take him out? No. So we actually do not take out the Weavile with the Signal Beam. We actually take him out with the Poison, which is just crazy because we got 3 Toxic kills to our Toxic Spike. And like, just the fact that we brought Toxic Spikes and it got 3 kills, like that's when you you bring a move and it just makes such an impact in the game. If I didn't bring Toxic Spikes, I probably would not have won that game in such a big margin as I did. Would I've won still? Potentially, but you never know, to be honest, because the Toxic Spikes kind of did a lot to the Celebi, it did a lot to the Granbull as well, and it took out the Weavile after he went +2, so yeah guys, that was going to be it. So we end up 3-1 plus 10 differential, I want to say, and next week we now play the man who is currently undefeated. He is 3-0. I'm not gonna say if he's 4-0 or if he's 3-1 yet, but it's Mono Tui, coach of the Tampa Bay Lux Rays, #1 in the power rankings. He is a huge threat. He is in our division, so it's a very important match, and we are going to try to win it at all costs. So guys, that's going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy, really appreciate it if you did comment, like, rate, or subscribe. I'm SceptileMC or George, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace!